Question number 1. We have electrical motor control starter with local and remote start. How they are connected and can you draw them? This is the wiring of motor starter with remote stop and start, and the stop, they are connected in series, and the start, they are connected in parallel, and this is the wiring diagram. I have here motor starter that I always have a problem with my overload relay that has always tripped. Do you know how to check overload relay? This is the overload relay, and to check the overload relay using the multimeter, switch to ohms. The 95 and 96 should be closed, and the 97 and 98 should be open. If the 95 and 96 is open, and even though you are going to reset, so that means we have a problem with overload relay and need to be replaced. How to tell if your motor has been overloaded? The primary symptoms of motor overload are excessive current draw, insufficient torque, and overheating. Here are few ways to spot overload in your electric motor. Smell. The motor may smell hot or burned during after operation. Listen. Your motor may be louder and have additional vibration as the shaft works harder to the load. Temperature. The motor temperature will increase above the usual baseline temperature. Motor won't start. If you already have overload measures in place, you'll find that your motor will no longer start because of a tripped circuit breaker or a blown fuse. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that every time I will upload a new video, you will be updated. And also, check my other interview questions and answer on my playlist. This is a good reference for your family and friends like electrical, mechanical, automotive, plumbing, and engineering. What are you measuring when testing a fuse? Sample answer. If you can remove a fuse from the circuit, you are measuring resistance, and it is the easiest way to determine if the fuse is blown by continuity testing. Another way to test a fuse is by measuring the voltage across it with a digital multimeter. This is helpful if the fuse is not able to be easily removed from the circuit. Can you take orders from people younger than you? Sample answer. The thought of whether I am reporting to a younger or older person never enters my mind. My superiors are my superiors. Age never enters into that. Likewise, no other quality or personal attribute will affect my ability to follow instructions. What are the types of electrical systems have you worked on the past? I have worked on residential services that use a center tap neutral, various 120 volts lighting, and various plug loads, 240 volt single phase loads for water heater and electric range and air conditioner. And for commercial electrical system, 3-phase 277 and 480 volts and HVAC loads, 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. Sample answer number 2. I have worked on industrial 3-phase electrical services like 3-phase motor loads and also utility power. Note, industrial and manufacturing plants have 3-phase motor loads and 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. How many bends can you have between junction boxes? Answer. The NEC or National Electrical Code states that there will be no more than 4/4 bends between junction boxes. Keep in mind when conduit bending are an offset of 2 is classed as a 90 degrees bend. Offset between two junction boxes uses up to 4 90 degrees bend allowed. EMT or electrical metallic tubing needs to be supported at interval not exceeding. EMT must be secured at least every 10 feet and within 3 feet of every outlet or junction box, device box, or other termination. What lamp is this? Metal halide high intensity discharge lamp, E39 Mogul base. Its ideal light bulb. Are you able to calculate wire fill? You should familiarize yourself on AGLI's electrical reference and National Electrical Code. There are questions about NEMA and IEC. NEMA stands for National Electrical Manufacturers Administration, and IEC stands for International Electrotechnical Commission. Regarding electrical schematic diagram, I have here schematic diagram for NEMA and IEC. Just check the symbol and markings or numbering system. What is your preferred method of diagnosing problem? Sample answer. The way I approach first, I will ask the homeowner if it is a house, but if it is a plant, I will ask the operator and get some information, and this will lead you to the problem. Try to look first the simple problem like circuit breaker trip, stop is press, rather than removing the electric motor immediately. Now, let's proceed to technical questions. Can you draw a schematic diagram of a three-way switch? Here's a sample of three-way switch for your reference. Technical questions. These jobs require you to bend, crawl, lift heavy loads, entering confined space, noisy environment. Do you have any problem with that? Usually the answer is no. If yes, you need to explain based on your medical and personal condition. Question number 2. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is the formula to calculate the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance in a circuit. And the formula is V equals I times R, I equals V over R, and R equals V over I. If you want to know the voltage, X out the V in the pyramid and multiply current and resistance. See the first pyramid above. What are the types of electrical systems have you worked on the past? I have worked on residential services that use a center tap neutral, various 120 volts lighting, and various plug loads, 240 volt single phase loads for water heater and electric range and air conditioner. And for commercial electrical system, 3-phase 277 and 480 volts and HVAC loads, 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. Sample answer number 2. I have worked on industrial 3-phase electrical services like 3-phase motor loads and also utility power. Note, industrial and manufacturing plants have 3-phase motor loads and 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. What does PPE stands for? And can you give me an example? Answer. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. It's protective clothing, helmets, goggles, and other equipments designed to protect human body from injury or infection. What would you do if you saw an employee violating a safety rule? Sample answer number 1. When you see a coworker breaking safety procedure or otherwise acting unsafely, talk to the person in private. Approach your coworker with kindness and understanding that he or she maintains a safe working practice. Number 2, notify your supervisor. If your coworker refuses to listen to you and still doing unsafe practices, talk with your supervisor, share the details such as offender dates, times, and incidents. Answer. We know that 1 day is equals to 24 hours and 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. 24 times 60 is equals 1,440 minutes. Next question. How many hours and minutes in 1 year? Note, 1 year is equals 365 days. 365 days equals 24 hours over 1 day. We are going to cancel the days to become hours. 365 times 24 hours equals 860 hours. 860 hours equals 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. To become minutes, we are going to cancel the hours. 8,760 times 60 minutes equals 525,600 minutes. How are you going to convert 70% to decimal? Answer. Divide 75 by 100. This can also be written as 75 slash 100 or 75 divided by 100. The result is 0.75, meaning that 75% is the same as 0.75. What is the equivalent 0.25 decimal unit to fraction? 0.25 is equals quarter, 0.5 is equal half inch, 0.75 is equals 3/4. How are you going to convert 1/4 to decimal? Divide the denominator, the bottom part, into the numerator, the top part. Look at the example, 1/4, and the number form 1 divided by 4 equals 0.25. What is the square root of 144? Using your calculator, the answer is 12. Next question. The square of 4, also use your calculator, x raised to the 2, the answer is 16. What is the freezing point of water? Answer, 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. What is the weight of US gallon of water? 8.33 pounds or 3.785 kilogram at room temperature. What is the formula of temperature conversion? For the formula of degrees Celsius equals open parenthesis degree Fahrenheit minus 32 close parenthesis times 5/9. For the formula of degree Fahrenheit equals open parenthesis degree Celsius times 9/5 close parenthesis plus 32. How many square inches in square foot? Note that 1 feet is equals 12 inches, or 1 square feet is equals to 12 square inches. 1 feet times 1 feet is also equals to 12 inches times 12 inches is equals 144 inches. What are the three equations of Ohm's law? A equals I times R, I equals A over R equals A over I. What is the formula of series and parallel circuit? This is the simple circuit. This is the series circuit. This is the parallel circuit. This is the formula of series circuit. RT equals R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. Let's read the example of series circuit. A 3-piece lamp connected in series having a resistance of 3, 5, and 9 ohms. What is the total resistance? Using our formula, RT equals R1 plus R2 plus R3. RT equals 3 plus 5 plus 9. RT equals 17 ohms. And this is the formula of parallel circuit. 1 over RT equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 and so on. How much the current of 5 horsepower conveyor motor connected to a single phase 230 volts with 80% power factor? Note, 1 horsepower is equals to 746 watts. This is the power formula with respect to motors. P equals VI power factor. V is for voltage, I is for current, and PF is for power factor. And if we are going to find the formula of current, I equals P over B times power factor. Solution to the problem above. In this problem, the given is 5 horsepower, 230 volts, and 80% power factor. Solution. First, we're going to convert the 5 horsepower to watts. 5 times 746 watts equals 3,730 watts. We already convert the horsepower to watts. The answer is 3,730 watts. Now we're going to substitute. 3,730 watts divided by 230 volts times 0.8 power factor. The current is 20 amperes. For our 3-phase formula, P equals square root of 3 voltage times current times power factor. And the square root of 3 is constant. If we're going to get the current of a 3-phase motor, it's the same procedure on single phase, except that we're just going to add the square root of 3 because it is 120 degrees apart. What is the speed of 4-pole induction motor at 50 Hz? The formula is N equals 2 times F times 60 over P, or 120 times F over P, where speed of motor is synchronous speed. F equals frequency measured in hertz. P is the number of pole per phase. The answer is N equals 2 times 50 times 60 over 4 equals 1,500 RPM, or revolution per minute.